You're up.
Hello, everybody. This is Angel Ribo, and welcome to Mindalia TV. Welcome to Mindalia TV live streaming. We are here today with Romulo Ruben. He's a writer, an artist, an incredible human being, a creator of an original and vanguardist art book named in Spanish El Racimo Perceptivo. A translation of that into English would be something like The Perceptive Grapes. He makes an internet online show based on lectures about a lot of different random topics, mainly all of them related to self-growth. Before starting, I want to remind you that Mindalia TV is a non-profit organization. Our mission is to share information that can help raise the level of consciousness around the world, and you can help us reach more people by liking this video, subscribing to our YouTube channel, or leaving us a positive comment below. Also, while we are live streaming, like right now, we have an active chat. This is screen, which is in a screen on my side, actually in this side here. Through it, you can actually interact with us, enter your questions, which will be answered at the end of the conference. We ask, or in this case, at the end of the interview, we ask you to please follow the format, like the word question, and then the question itself. But last but not least, Mindalia is live every weekday in Portugal through Mindalia Televisão, in Spanish in Mindalia Televisión, and in English through Mindalia TV in English. We invite you to go and visit our different channels, find out about the content that is being developed there, and also you can help us by sharing your own valuable content. For that, just go to our website. On the top of the page, there is a link that will take you to a form that you can fill out, and our technical team will be contacting you. And without further ado, we are now starting our conversation, our interview, our conversation over virtual coffee with Romulo Ruben. Hi, Romulo, how are you?
Television.
Excuse me, sorry about that. I think our microphone was muted. Sorry about that. So again, welcome to Mindalia TV, Romulo.
Thanks, Angel. Thanks, Mindalia TV, for this opportunity to share experiences.
You know, we title our conversation today with a very powerful word, which is treasure. And I think, you know, what's the in your world, Romulo? How do you tie the concept of treasure and the concept of perception?
Well, for me, the treasure is the inner wealth. For me, that is the most important thing a human being can have in this material world, because it's the goal for everyone mostly is to be rich in a material way, to have money, to be successful. But a lot of people forgot about the treasure inside, the spiritual path, to be a really nice. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Just for the record, this is my first lecture in English.
It's all good. You're safe here. Nobody's watching you. That's okay.
Thanks. That point, that have a balance between the good self, the inner self, and the outside material world. That's the treasure is not only outside. The bigger treasure for me is inside, more in a metaphysical way.
Yeah, why do you think that our most precious goods and belongings are inside of us? Why?
Why? Because I think that every human being can be rich in an inner way, reconnecting with the true self, the soul. Be conscious, be aware, and feel the energy from the earth, from the sun, from the universe. That seems maybe some, I don't know, easy words to say, but when you feel the energy, when you trust yourself, when you can help the others truly with the good intention, then you start brighting, you start shining. You can be a really interesting part of this world, planet Earth or universe, whatever you can call it.
What would you say what would you say, Romulo, is the main reason why we are here, human beings, in this world?
For me, this world is a school, first off, for everyone. Even if you're born rich or if you're born poor, everyone is here learning how to become a better self. I mean, this soul searching, this thing, there is a lot of people that directly don't believe in the soul or in the, in the spiritual path. And I respect them. Everyone can have their own beliefs. For me, we are learning, and the most important thing is the planet we have. It's our house, it's our mother, and we are just making a lot of hurt to our own mother and to our own house. So the main mission for every one of the mankind, for me, is to take care about our home, about our mother, that is this planet. All the not all the human beings, also the animals, the plants, the forest, everything is the water, the air. I mean, it's really, really important, and we are wasting the paradise we have. This living in scarcity, for me, is not possible. That we live in abundance. It's a fact. But the people that rules this world is making this thing of keeping all the resources for them, making profit or benefit about this profit. That is our right to share it. And well, more or less.
When you started thinking about writing a book, what was the main idea that you had in your mind?
Well, in the very beginning, it was the opportunity to heal myself, to find a way to carry out the thinking, this, for example, when you have anger, instead of focusing that anger in people or in whatever, just trying to create something that can heal yourself and maybe help another human being. So my very beginning writing was a way to find the opportunity to heal myself, my own wounds in a way. And then, for example, this book, El Racimo Perceptivo, as you say in English, it could be like the grapes of perception, something like this. It's very nice. It took me 15 years to finish it. It's not just a regular book. It is a journey through different continents, countries, different tribes in Amazonian jungle, for example, Africa, India, a lot of different cultures, and the point of this book of this journey is to find myself, and then finding myself, trying to create a bridge between me and whoever is in the other side, reading or just talking like you and me right now, because it's not about the book, it's just an excuse to talk, to connect with someone. This is what I think.
No, perfect. So let's say that I start reading your book. What kind of bridge do you think between you and we will be building as I was reading it? What do you think would happen?
Well, I hope that you will find this. I try to be honest about my own wounds, my own problems, and how I'm trying to first see my own wounds and problems, and then create a parallel between me and, planet Earth, for example. See, the idea is there are 7 chapters, and each chapter is related to a wheel of energy or level of energy or chakra, whatever you want to call it. And in the very beginning, the chapter 1 is Amazonian jungle. It calls La Selva. In Spanish, is like forest or jungle. I don't know how to say it in English. and it's just being with the Cofan tribe in southern Colombia, Putumayo. I spent a season there. It was well, a deep experience. We were, you know, they heal with the yahe. Other people call it ayahuasca. It's a very powerful ancient medicine, and you melt yourself with the consciousness. You know, you can go to your birth, to your death, being in ancient past life. You know, it's such an amazing experience to when someone handled with care, when someone who has the real, I know, preparation, or who is ready to give that kind of medicine to someone, because there is a lot of people who is giving that without having the right preparation. For me, I don't know, this is something that each generation of shamans in the tribes give the knowledge to other one. And you know, there's sometimes white people say that they can give this, and well, I want to just make a difference between this, the white people and the ancient that have a good intention. And well, this path is, for example, the writing of the book is the same path that you or another human being can have in order to find a way to heal yourself. Because when I went to the Amazonian jungle, I was in a really troubled moment of my life, messing with, you know, for me, everyone have a dark side or an evil side. I don't know. You know, this, you can say yes or you can say no, but for me, everyone has a dark side, a shadow. And on that moment of my life, I was carrying a lot of shadows with myself. So being there, just to begin the book and just to begin this adventure, being there was a real moment. It is the moment of life, for example, to say a word that release myself, release my soul, open my consciousness, expand my consciousness a lot. And that's the bridge I want to create between me and you, or between me and whoever is there, to just to confront yourself. You know, for me, everyone have to confront themselves in a moment of life. Maybe early, maybe later, but it's important to do this work.
Talking about perceptions, do you think that everybody has the same perception about their reality?
No. Everyone has their own perception, and maybe what you believe about some topic is completely different than what I think or believe about that topic. So there is a lot of people who has a really fixed point of perception, because we live in a society, we have a lot of rules and different systems, like economical system, the language, culture, religion, whatever. And I think it's always possible to change your way of living or thinking in a positive way. And in my case, I'm always doing this. I feel I'm like the life, I'm always changing. I'm not stopping this change because it's part of natural life. Then there is almost the entirely population of this planet that believes that reality is as we see with our eyes or hear. And we know that science discovered this emptiness in the material world, that every atom is 99% emptiness. So it's weird for me that we know from the science that we live in a reality that is not what we perceive, but we still have faith in this reality that we can see that is a fake reality. So it's not easy when you have these 2 points of view. In my case, as I told you, only, for example, with only this experience on the jungle, I saw that we are floating in the emptiness, and then I can read it on a scientific study, and it's not easy to carry with that feeling or with that view, but then you can connect with when there are no bounds, there are no boundaries. I don't know if I say it right. It is a strong moment for being with always with the feet on the earth, because it's easy to forget that you are in the earth when you discover your inner being, your soul, or your consciousness is expanding. It's easy to forget that you are in planet Earth, and we have to play this game. We are playing a game that is capitalist system right now. We must pay attention to the rules of this game to survive, to get food, whatever, a roof to live in.
Why do you talk about the concept of a bunch of grapes related to perception? Why? What's the relationship, Romulo?
The relationship is because we used to have a perception of each moment of our life, for example, childhood, or when we are teenager, or when every moment of our life is like a grape. So the idea is that the grape vineyard is one, and our life, our soul, or our life experience is one. It is the grape vineyard, not just one grape, another grape, another grape. So in the case of the book I wrote, it could be messy, a mess, because it seems to be like one grape, another grape, another grape, like in a puzzle. But then in the end, you can see the whole grape vineyard. That is a metaphor of our lives.
What is the best way, Romulo, to make sure that our internal us and our external world are in alignment, or do they need to be in alignment?
Yeah, the point is, for me, if you're lucky, for example, and you get rich, you have a lot of money, for instance, and don't forget the important inner qualities. There is an example in this life that I love. There is a guy, a football player, soccer, called Sadio Mane. He plays in Liverpool, and he is a millionaire right now. He's earning millions of euros or pounds or dollars. And this guy was a picture capture record in mobile, cleaning a bathroom in a mosque, and he's millionaire, and he was doing this, and it was not a publicity moment. It was some random guy that took the mobile and said, "This is football player, and he's cleaning a bathroom." And then I took a look about his story, and I found he was a poor guy in Senegal in his childhood, and he had this skill of football player, and well, he followed his dream, and then he jumped to Europe, France, then England. Now he's a star, and I found that this guy gives 220,000 euros for building a school in his original town in the southern Senegal. So it's, sometimes when the rich people have a lot of money, it's not that easy to give something from the heart to the one who are in need. And this kind of stories, for me, shows that there is a balance and alignment between the external wealth and the inner wealth. Because I saw a lot of people, and I see a lot of people in this world that they are rich inner wealth, but outside they are poor. But I love this kind of cases when you see that outside there is a wealth and inside there is a wealth. This is, for me, the best you can find, and I love this kind of people. Then you can see the others, that they are rich in the outside and really poor in the inside. Oof, there is a lot of, I can see a lot of cases like this, and they are like a mountain but of concrete. They are not growing. They're just like this. And well, they are just sensations I have from what I see, what I feel. And of course, I'm not rich outside. I'm not a millionaire. I just have a normal, regular life. But I hope if someday I have some lucky incomes, don't forget uh, who I really am and from where I came from.
So you're saying that you know and you've seen people who are rich in the outside, they're wealthy people from, let's say, an external point of view, but maybe internally they can be rich, or they can, or maybe they are not rich. So does that mean that there's no relationship between being internally rich or poor and being externally rich?
No, there is a relation. There is a relation. That's the point of the example I give you, that you can be rich in the outside and also in the inside. But I can see many examples of people that they are fully wealthy, like Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America. This guy is rich, or this man, but internally he's a poor guy. He's really poor, and he has the worst, this vice, you can say capital vice. Well, this guy have maybe all of them: envy, anger, gluttony, greed, lust. You can see all of these vices in this guy, and he's a millionaire on the external world. So in the end of the days on planet Earth as a human being, in the end of his days, what's going to be with his consciousness or soul? That's my question right now. And maybe this guy is not thinking about it. It's just on. It's like being in an ocean, feeling the movement, but in a bad way for me. And I'm giving an example of that. I guess everyone can understand who I'm talking about and what I'm saying.
So have you discovered any path that has, or that would allow the people that are watching us to reach a point of external wealth through a path of achieving internal wealth as well?
Well, for me, the most important thing in this path is we must clean ourselves internally. Of course, externally is important, but internally, because it's really common to have a job that you don't like just because you need to earn some money to work, to live. And then when you see people that have a job that they love, they are happy, and their life is more shiny in some way. And for me, the very beginning is to clean yourself internally, to see if you have greed or you envy or lust, these kind of basic things. And then when you are true, honest with yourself, you can start growing from that. And for me, if you can have a place to sleep, food to eat, love, you have a lot of things that other people can have. Then, step by step, you can grow on this scale of the external wealth. But for me, as I say in the very beginning, the most important thing is the internal wealth. So these stairs inside are very important to have fulfillment outside, to feel if you are happy in the inside without any material thing, then you can have a long-lasting happiness that is not depending of the external objects or people. You can be happy with yourself. Then, if you have this fulfillment in the inside, it's easy to start making the right connections in the outside and find your goals.
Is happiness a perception, Romulo?
Excuse me?
Is happiness a perception?
It always depends on what kind of happiness we are talking about. If it's if we are attached to some person, could be your couple, your family, your friends, or objects, your smartphone, computer, whatever, or to an experience, it could be a travel or whatever. These are a kind of happiness. But the happiness that is not depending of the outside, that is another. It can be is unlabeled. It's another level. It's for me when you can feel that, you can see that anything is outside. It doesn't matter if you are poor, because you know your soul and you know this is a school and you are having this experience in this moment of your life because there is a reason bigger than you. And then if you really believe in yourself and you have some skills or you start developing some whatever, maybe you can reach your sorry my English, you can find your goal and your happiness. Like the story of this football player I told you, he was really, really poor in the beginning. He was in the main poverty and now he's a millionaire.
What would you say? Because obviously, I understand that you said that we are in a school, that our life is a school and we're learning things and there's a reason why things are happening to us, but sometimes things are really difficult. We are in this physical body and we see things and we go through difficult times. So what can you tell the people that are suffering today so that, they can, get along with their own life? What can you tell them, Romulo?
Well, suffering is a physical experience. Suffering is part of the human experience, and it is only in the earth right now. There is the possibility of suffering in, like, this thing of the going to hell and that, but this is not real right now. The only thing for real is this life in planet Earth. So if you are having a bad time, you're suffering, everything must pass. It's like a storm. It could be a storm. It can be maybe 14 days of storm, but it's going to stop, and then the sun will shine. So I would like to tell the people that everyone suffers. That is not only you are suffering. All of us are suffering in a moment of our life, and nothing lasts forever. So if we focus ourselves in the inner being, in the consciousness, in the soul, and try to help ourselves first, it's important, not in a selfish way, in an honest way to say, maybe I have this problem or not. Be honest with yourself. Then, step by step, outside, we can maybe help others. In my case, it wasn't my goal, but then I found that people reading my book was feeling good. In someone other people is not feeling good. I know it's not. You can like everyone, and I love this. I love to create reactions in the other ones. It's part of the artistical work. But everyone suffers. Right now, maybe this man, Donald Trump, is suffering, and he's a millionaire. And he's suffering because there's another, whatever. So the suffering is not a thing from the poor people, or suffering is a human condition. So I don't know if I say the right answer to your question, but it's what I feel.
How can we stand? How can we live with this human condition of suffering? How can we stand it? How can we live with it, Romulo? What would be your advice?
Well, always, there is this quote that say that comparison is the enemy of happiness. But sometimes comparison, I don't know if I'm saying the right word.
Yeah.
Comparison. Sometimes when you see that maybe you have a roof, you have a food in your table, you have someone that loves you, maybe you have some money to buy food or drinks or just whatever you want to travel, then if you compare yourself with, there is a lot of people that don't have food or a roof or people that loves them, then you can see that your suffering is subjective, because there is a bigger suffering outside your world, your bubble of your experiences. So there is always, for me, an interesting exercise to see how much subjective you are, and if you can be objective in some way, because it's easy to see the world with your own glasses, but it's not easy to see the world with other glasses. This is empathy. Empathy is just putting the votes of the other ones. I don't know if I say it right, but there's the point for me that maybe that your suffering is not that bad as it could be, and then of course trying to find the way to calm down, to see the solution. If there is a problem, there is a solution. It's like a rule of life. So it's not that easy always to find a solution, but we can try. And when you try internally, when you try with your heart, you will find the connection, because there is people outside that can help you. But the best help is always you, not depending on others. You have the key to your troubles. But this kind of power is not that easy to feel it and to believe in yourself. So that's the point of the inner wealth, that you can find the key to resolve all your troubles, not depending of the others. Then you can hear the other, find your guides, master, family, friends, whatever, but you are the most important thing in your life.
When people read your book and you said, they tell you that they feel better after reading your book, what are the kind of comments, what are the kind of experiences that they share with you that they have perceived after or while reading your book, Romulo?
Well, I guess it's this feeling of, there are some quotes, some writings. I will show you a couple of things.
Of course. Thank you.
In the beginning, it's really simple. In the jungle, you have some handwriting, like travel book, images. So the idea is that you can find
beautiful. Romulo, this is beautiful.
Find the jungle and find yourself seeing the sunset, seeing the mother nature, and then the river, different points of view of the experience. And then with this kind of reading, fly away from yourself in the planet Earth and go directly to your consciousness and see the parallel between yourself and Mother Earth. And then little by little, because I talk a lot about the disharmonies of the inner self and the planet Earth or society. So then when you start seeing the disharmonies between the society and the inner self, maybe you can feel better, and maybe you can find a way, because I'm trying to propose ways to harmonize the energies, different levels of energies, and well, little by little, find peace, inner peace. And well, for me, the main goal is the peace outside, but this is a major goal.
Excellent. Let's go to the questions. Before we go to the questions, where can we find you online, Romulo? What is the best way to go and contact you?
Well, to find myself, I'm on Facebook. My Facebook page is El Racimo Perceptivo, as well, it's in Spanish, you know. It's the Facebook page. And then the book, you can get the book on elracimoperceptivo.com. I know it's all in Spanish. I have this book is not on bookstores right now. It's only online on my website, elracimoperceptivo.com. So, and then the YouTube channel, Romulo Ruben. This is my window to the world, where I just posting different videos, lectures. It's all in Spanish. Now, after this, maybe I have one in English, but mainly these places: YouTube, Romulo Ruben; Facebook, El Racimo Perceptivo, and elracimoperceptivo.com. These are my places.
Perfect. Let's go to the questions then, Romulo. First question: can inner wealth lead us to actual material wealth?
I believe that is completely possible. That if you clean yourself internally and you don't have this burden of carrying the poison of greed, envy, anger, or because this is a weight that you are carrying on. When you let this away, you are ready to have an external success. Then, of course, find the right path, the right way to your goals. And I hope the goals, the goals that you have for life are good and not evil, because it's easy to have external wealth outside, but making bad to others. And this is not what I want for the people, or the people that hearing me. I hope that their goals and their expectations outside for being rich or millionaires or having success in the material world are in a relation with the pure heart. I mean, good feelings and good ideas. I believe in creativity as the way to save ourselves and save this world. Creativity.
Excellent. Next question. If we find ourselves poor, could that just be a wrong perception?
Poor, I'm not understanding if poor means from like a poor human being and emotionally, or poor of being poverty. You know,
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. This perception of being poor, it could be an enemy. It could be a lack of opportunities to change your actual reality, to your position in the present. So we need to, for me, we must forget this feeling, because this filter of I'm poor or I'm pity of me, or it's not good for having a good condition. I mean, the future, if you are in poverty or you are poor in the present, you can be rich in the future. But if you don't believe this in the present, you're never going to have this chance in the future. The filter of the mind is one of the most important things to achieve, well, to find your goals.
Good. Next question. Thank you. Can you share with us a way to change the perception we have about things?
Yeah, sure. It's like the exercise I say before, that if you can see when you are subjective in your thinking, what you thought, and when you are objective, sometimes you are thinking about others or about a situation with the filter of your own experience. But what if you forget about yourself and just try to flow with the objective reality that is emptiness or fulfillment? I don't know, it could be both perceptions. But if you always have this filter of, I know it's difficult because we are conditioned by society and culture, language, everything. It's not easy. But sometimes it's the best is forget yourself. Think that the soul don't have any name, don't have any, I don't know, a nationality. Even planet Earth is a label. It's a label that we give to the planet. And even the sun is a label. Yourself, your name, your nationality, all is a label. So sometimes forget about yourself and forget about your society just to feel free for a second. It's like when these masters of the meditation are guiding you to this experience. What they are trying to make in you is that you get this feeling that you're floating in the emptiness or in the fulfillment of the universe. I don't know.
Excellent. And next question, and last question is, how can we properly approach someone that is attached to a problem seeker? A problem seeker is someone that is always finding problems, perception. So how can we properly approach someone that is attached to a problem seeker perception?
Well, I don't know if I'm getting this question in the right way, but for me, the most important is not help the others if it's a travel maker or not. It's first helping you, because it's easy to go to the outside and try to help the whole world and forget about yourself. Maybe from the outside you are just the picture of yourself from the outside world is perfect, but the inside is a mess. So if you feel comfort with yourself in all the different levels, it could be emotional, mentally, physically, spiritually, and so on, then it's easy to go to the outside world and find a travel maker, because the travel maker is a travel, is he or she is a travel maker, but this is not your problem. Maybe their problems are attaching you, capturing you, but if you are quiet and ready to find the solutions, this is just another experience in your knowledge or in your learning school of planet Earth.
Excellent. So that was the last question, Romulo. On Mindalia TV, we really want to thank you for being with us today. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, sharing your book with all of our audience, everybody that's watching us, and again, this is your home. So whenever you want to come back, we would love to have you. Thank you for being so genuine and so authentic. So again,
thanks to Mirna and thanks to Mindalia TV for this opportunity that is really unique for me. This is my first lecture in English, and I love to have this sharing of thoughts and feelings with you. And I would like to be again whenever you want. Yeah, and just for the record, as I told you, this is my book. It's 15 years of work, and it's in elracimo.com. I don't want to sell It's just that I love to be with you, and I'm really thankful of this moment.
Awesome. Thank you. So thank you very much again, Romulo, and everybody who's watching us again. This is Angel Ribo with Mindalia TV. Thank you very much for being with us today, and hope to see you soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.